Since our last mayor show, Mayor Elizabeth Swift's tenure has been stable. The city is doing its best to control cost, and there have not been too many issues with regard to budget cuts. I recently met with Mayor Swift to follow up and discuss her tenure. We will learn about how her year has gone and give the audience an understanding about some of the activities she has been involved with and her hopes for the future of the City of Buena Park as she returns back to her council seat at the end of this year. So, Mayor Elizabeth Swift, it's such an honor to be here with you again. It's been a while since our last mayor show, and there's so much to catch up on. First of all, we want to know, how has your tenure as mayor been these past few months?
It's been a great time. Lots of activities, lots and lots of places to go and people to meet with, and a lot of mail I received, more than before, tons of emails. But I like it. I get phone call messages, people have problems, they need some help, and I'm happy to help them with it. So that's my job, and I enjoy doing it.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, there's been so many activities. We've been able to meet with you at some of them. Let's go ahead and start off with the City Open House. We know that you were present there. So how important is it for the public to visit the City Open House? What are the many things that it can benefit the community?
Open House happens every May, and it's open. The police department building is open, as well as City Hall. So I think, of course, it's very important for people to come down, see what their tax dollars have paid for, and then to have an understanding of the people who work for them, because we are here because of the people. We're not here for the people to serve us. We're here to be of service. So I, of course, think it's really wonderful when community members know the police officer that drives down their street or their city council member. How can you make a good decision about who to vote for unless you know who those people are and what they stand for and how they carry out the business? So I think it's a wonderful opportunity that we have here for the citizens every year. And besides those two groups, the police department and City Hall staff, we also have a lot of community groups like the Lung Association, the Rotary Club, a lot of different service organizations are here too. And it's a great event. So next May, everybody needs to show up.
Absolutely. And on the website, a lot of this information is also provided?
Yes, always on the website. The city also has a wonderful marquee out front that's digitized, and so there's announcements there. We're on Facebook and Twitter and all those social media outlets.
And one of the other things that they can also perhaps be informed about is educational resources that are available as well. What are some of those educational resources that are being available to the public now?
Well, just this year, the City Council voted to start an education committee. And that education committee is made up of the superintendents of the districts that are within the City of Buena Park. We all meet, share things that is important for both groups to know, the education group and the city group, share information. That's probably the best thing we do, is share information. And this last month we had a meeting with the group, and they shared information about Common Core, which is a new set of standards in the state and in most of the states throughout the nation. And so it's important for people to understand what that is and what it might do to education. There'll be some things that are different. But also what that group does, it thinks and talks and discusses educational opportunities for the kids inside the City of Buena Park. And so there's two things that they've recommended to the City Council, and both I'm very happy about. One is all the sixth graders in the city will be going to the Discovery Science Center in Santa Ana. They'll have buses take them there, and they'll be learning about recycling, reusing, reducing the waste, so that they won't waste resources or damage our environment. So they're going to learn about all kinds of things like that.
So that's one of the programs.
That's one. And now the second one I'm also very excited about also. It's called Buena Park Goes to College. It's the first annual. Hopefully we'll do this every every
Yeah,
year.
so you had a flyer up on your computer as well.
I do. I have a flyer here and on the computer.
So talk
we-
to us about this. How did this concept come about sending Buena Park to college?
There is a group that does the same event for La Habra, and they produced an event at Buena Park High School. The high school was expecting maybe 80 people to show up, and more than 250 showed up. So it showed that there was an interest and a real hunger for information. The parents were there as well as the students. So we are doing something similar. We're opening up to the whole city. And we're not just targeting high schoolers, we're inviting junior hires and even elementary students to come with their parents and go through the classes, how to write application essay, how to fill out those applications, how to fill out a FAFSA student aid form, and what scholarships are out there and available to take advantage of. And all the things that you need to know. What should your GPA be? Should I do community service? What kinds of things will help me? All those kinds of things, because you have to present a well-rounded background and you need to take certain tests. And so we'll talk about testing also.
And with your experience in the education field, you know how extensive, maybe even confusing or challenging the college, process can be. And so this is great because, like you said, maybe it's not just for high schoolers. Maybe you have parents who want to prepare. So I can see that you guys are going to be offering a free workshop. Are you guys going to have guest speakers, teachers, or how is the information going to be provided?
The group called Advance Onto College, that's the group who's going to be providing most of the speakers. We will have a keynote speaker. We haven't identified that person yet, but we'll have a keynote to kind of build the enthusiasm, and then the advanced group will present the others. And we will have representatives from lots of colleges there. We'll take a break about midway through the program. It's going to be from 12 to 4. And during that break time, people can talk to the representatives from the colleges they're interested in.
So Sunday, November 3rd, Buena Park goes to college.
That's right, and hopefully every year after.
Excellent. And we know also over the summer, there's several things that happen, including the summer concerts, reading program. So how has your experience been so far with that?
Well, we are interested in any and every opportunity to get the message out that people need to read to their children. And so at the summer concerts, sometimes the little kids aren't as interested in who's singing and performing as their parents. So we have a tent and we have books. A group gave us 200 books to give away to the kids. So every week that the kids came, we had volunteer teenagers reading to the children, and then the children could take home that book or they could choose another. So it was a lot of fun, and we gave away
involvement.
Right, and we gave away all 200 books, so that was the goal. And then another thing I think the committee would want me to say is that it's important that parents understand that school attendance, regular school attendance, is very important too. If the little kiddos start being absent when they're kindergarten, first grade, and it's amazing how many have 10, 15, 20 days of absences, even at that age, that they're not building in a habit of education in their lives. And later on, when they're teenagers, the group that I taught, then you're really going to have a problem with them. And I was a dean of attendance, and I went after those kids who weren't showing up in class, and some of them had a habit from a very early age.
Well, these are great programs that the city is providing. As you say, maybe the schools, don't have the budget for it, but this is great for the community. And once again, it's also on the website. So we know that there's a lot of things that the community, a lot of programs and ways that they can get involved. But on another note, we know that there's been some reorganization in the Chamber of Commerce. How has that been? now in these past few months with you here as mayor?
Well, a few years ago, the city did help subsidize the Chamber of Commerce, and we had to make cutbacks, and we weren't able to do that anymore. And so we had to say, sorry, you're going to have to make it on your own. Well, one way they decided to make it on their own was to combine 3 smaller chambers of commerce into one. And so the city of Stanton, La Palma, and Buena Park combined. And there's strength in numbers, so they help each other out. But I've gotten involved with the chamber in walkabouts, they're called. So the chamber director and I and the city manager and usually one other person from the chamber, we visit businesses. We just walk in and say, we're here, hope your business is doing well. We're interested in helping you. And if there's a problem with the city or something that you need to know, we're
Out
here
there
to
connecting with the public.
Right, and that's been a lot of fun. It's been very positive. Usually the businesses say, oh, we're so glad to meet you.
Honored
and,
by that, yeah.
And anyway, I've only seen one of my former students at a business working there, but it's been fun to see them in that
and that's great to
context.
see, your mayor out there reaching out to the community, because that's maybe one of the things that a lot of, the community, the residents, they probably don't expect. So I'm sure it's great to see you guys out there being a face for the city.
And it was the idea of our Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, Connie Bedenko. And so I thought that was a great idea, and I was happy to be involved.
Absolutely. And some other new activity that's been happening, it's the city's E-Zone. We know that there's been a few new things happening there. We were able to accompany you as well for the Titanic and Body exhibits, as well as new other businesses. So tell us about the grand opening of that.
I've been there 3 times now.
It's a great exhibit.
I have gone more than anybody else, I think, but it's a great exhibit. Both of them are so amazing. The Titanic keeps adding more artifacts that they have found, and so it seems like each time I go, there's more to see. And the bodies exhibit is just, it's really hard to describe because it's so, our bodies are so amazing. When I gave my opening remarks at the grand opening, I quoted the Bible verse that says, our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is the sense that you get when you walk through that display. I'm so thrilled to have them in Buena Park. And then, of course, I love museum gift shops, and theirs is very nice.
Yes.
And I bought a teapot, a replica of the Titanic's
that's
teapot,
awesome.
so I love it.
And we know that this location of where the exhibits are, it's also very sentimental because it has been a historical place here at the City of Buena Park.
It was a wonderful tourist attraction back in the day. It's been closed, getting close to 10 years now. But it opened in the early 60s. I think it was 1962 or 3 when it opened. I remember because I was in junior high at the time, and my good buddy Janet Meadows and I went early on, and we loved it. And then in the 2000s it was closed, and it's just been sitting there, this giant sign, and kind of sad to look at it and see that it's just getting dusty. But now it has a new life.
It was waiting for its reopening.
And you know what? It took a lot of work because redevelopment being gone, it took our Assembly member Sharon Quirk Silva, our State Senator Lou Correa, city staff, the premier exhibitions, and everybody working together, talking to Sacramento, and they gave us the go-ahead to reopen that building.
And it's been a great success as well. So many schools have gone on field trips, and for the public, not only is it entertainment, but it's also very educational.
It is very educational. My husband and I went over there to go through one morning. There were so many school kids there that we thought we better come back another day.
Yes, definitely. And talking about just reviving old buildings, we have another one that also got a little facelift, and that was the Senior Activity Center. Tell us about just, I know you were part of the opening of that as well. How was it for you just being able to see what it was before and just the productivity now?
You know, that is a very well-used building. There's more than 300 seniors who come there every day, Monday through Friday. It opens at 8 in the morning, closes at 4 in the afternoon. And we have a lot of seniors that find that that is the place where they can connect with other people their age, reminisce, take classes, play shuffleboard, play cards, do crafts, exercise because there's a fitness room, or learn to use the computer because we have a wonderful computer lab. But now with the remodel, and instead of looking like bricks, like when it was built in the 60s, now it has such a beautiful look to it. And as I said in my remarks that day, aesthetics are important.
Absolutely.
It's important to be in a beautiful place, and if you're in a place that is drab and dull, you feel kind of depressed. And our seniors should not feel that way. And so this is very warm, has a fireplace, the legacy tree where people can donate money towards the senior center. That tree before just was there, but it didn't stand out.
It wasn't highlighted or anything.
Now it's like it's brand new.
A focal point
It really
of
is
the building.
a focal point, yes. Just soft colors on the furnishings and beautiful paneling.
Yes, we were able to be there as well, and we just, the feedback we were getting from the senior citizens that are there, they were just so excited. They were happy. They loved that it feels like a home, and they just loved all the things that they can do there, from, like you mentioned, classes and the computer lab, especially that welcoming entrance with the fireplace.
Yes.
They feel comfortable to sit down and read. It's definitely a great place.
And you know, seniors use it during the day, but in the evening, everybody uses it. There's classes, recreation classes, there's a quilt guild that meets there that I happen to be a member of. All kinds of classes. You go there in an evening, and probably there's at least 5 classes or more happening. So it's open for everybody.
So we have the community that comes out to the Senior Activity Center, but we also have other things that the community is doing. And just recently, we were able to also be out here with at the City Hall with the football team that was doing an event for Giving Children Hope. Tell us about that event and what was happening that day.
Giving Children Hope is a charity here that's located here in Buena Park, and it does a domestic program as well as international. They send pharmaceuticals around the world, but how they help the children locally, they have a backpack program called We've Got Your Back. And kids that are motel kids or homeless or maybe doubling up or tripling up with other families, they send them home with a backpack full of food for the weekend. And see, during the school day, Monday through Friday, they can have school breakfast and school lunch, but they might not have a lot of extra over the weekend. So at least they're getting some nutrition over the weekend. And also a worksheet is sent home with them to fill out. It's a little bit of homework on nutrition. So they're learning how to eat healthy.
Bringing some of that awareness into their homes.
Right.
And we know that it was the football team from the Buena Park High School that was here being part of this event. How important is for young people to be involved in something like this? How do you think it affects them?
Oh, I think it affects them very deeply. In fact, some of those high schoolers are part of the backpack program too. They don't have backpacks in high school. They have shopping bags, and they get 2 shopping bags to take home with them on the weekend. Now, of course, I don't know who would be a part of that, but some of those guys out there were working so hard because they know that their families are going to benefit from that. And others of them were working so hard because they know their buddy's family really needs the help. So they're getting an understanding at an early age that it's important to help others.
Absolutely. And we were able to interview the coach, and he just had so many great things to say of how he's encouraged to see his team reaching out for the to the community by being part of an event like this. So here we are at a very special and important event at the City of Buena Park. So Mayor, tell us what's happening here this evening.
Giving Children Hope, which is located right here in Buena Park, is having a food drive, and they provide a lot of food for homeless children or children from low-income families. And so last year and this, we've had a food drive at City Hall. So working with local clubs like the Rotary Club, we are hoping to get lots and lots of pallets of food.
Wow, and I see there's a lot of activity going on behind us. We have a football team helping out this evening as well.
Right, Buena Park High School football guys are here loading up boxes, and soon we'll find out exactly how much food was actually donated.
And how important is the community's involvement in an event such as this?
Well, I know the executive director can tell you this more than I, but you know, we need these events to feel like we're giving back and we're doing something to help our own community, and it's just a pleasure to do that.
Absolutely. And to my left is Sean Lawrence, and he is one of the directors and representing this organization. Tell us about the organization, what it's all about, and what you guys are doing today.
Giving Children Hope, we're in our 20th year, and locally we have a program called We Got Your Back, where we feed motel kids, homeless kids. The schools identify them, and we deliver a backpack full of school to them every week. They take it home to feed their whole family and bring it back every week. So we send out about 1,500 to 1,600 backpacks every week.
So what exactly happened here today? I see that there was some students lined up by the streets with signs.
This was a community event, the City Hall, and so grateful for their participation in the city. They all had their own little contest internally with the different departments working together, and they've been a great help to us. So this is a city food drive. This is a big part of the puzzle for us in getting food, and we're really appreciative of the whole city coming together. We got the fire department here and the police and council members and the mayor, and just very thankful for all their support.
And I know the help doesn't end here. How can others help out throughout the year?
You know, we always need food. So if you have a business or at your school would love to do a food drive, we'd love to have you do that. And there's lots of volunteer opportunities. To pack 1,500 backpacks every week is a major task. And so we love volunteers coming down to our facility here in Buena Park, and they're more than welcome to come down and help.
Absolutely, thank you. And Mayor, how do you feel just being part of something like this and having this happen on your time?
Well, it's great. I love the enthusiasm of all the kids, and I think joining me right now is Phillips Daniel. He's a senior on the football team, and I met him when he was an 8th grader. He took the honors placement test at Buena Park High School where I was teaching, and I think this is his brother. And it's great to have these two guys helping out also. I'm just really proud of Phillips. He's done great in high school. Excellent GPA. He has a heart of gold, and he's planning to go to West Point. So big plans for this guy.
So tell us, how do you feel about being part of something like this today?
Well, it's really a big thing for the whole team to come out here and help out like every chance we get, because we don't get enough opportunities to come out here. So it's a great team building thing too, and we give back to the community at the same time. So
it really helps us show that we could give back to the community, and we really bonded as a team doing it. So
all around goodness. Well, thank you guys so much for being part of this, and you guys know, just check out the website so you can get involved sometime this year and also next year as well. I'm here with Coach Anthony White. So tell us, Coach, why is this so important for your team to be part of an event like this?
You know, on the front of our jerseys it says Buena Park. And we just want to give back to our community and give back to all the people that have helped us grow up. I know me growing up myself, I had a lot of people that gave to me and put me to where I'm supposed to be now. And I want to show our student athletes here that it's not just about us. It's about our community, about our family, and Buena Park.
What has been some of the feedback you've heard from your team players?
You know, they love it. They love to be out here. They see the difference that they're making within the community, and it's great to have the mayor out here, and the local community leaders, and that's a great thing. So it's great to see that firsthand.
So you don't just do coaching on the field, you also do coaching outside of the field.
Oh yes, it's not like I go at 3 o'clock and blow a whistle or anything, and that's it. It's a big responsibility, and we're training tomorrow's fathers and sons and husbands, and I take that with great pride.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I know. They have had a lot of support from the community. A lot of Buena Park alumni have come out to help the football team. So now it's their turn to help, and they're big husky guys, and they can carry those heavy boxes of food.
Right.
So it worked out well.
So throughout these last months, you've been involved in so many things. You've seen some changes, and we are still going to be able to see you, right, in the council member next year.
Of course, I'm still on the city council. We just rotate the job of mayor. Mayor really doesn't have any more authority or power than any other council member, but we do get a few more directed emails and letters to us. But just before we change mayor, which will happen in our meeting in December, we're going to have a wonderful event called the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. That will happen the Thursday before Thanksgiving at 7 in the morning, so it's November the 21st. And we have a wonderful guest speaker lined up. His name is Jim Morris. He is the rookie. If you saw the movie with Dennis Quaid, the rookie, this is the real man whose story Dennis Quaid portrayed. And it will be a wonderful, wonderful event. A singer, Tina Swift Baker, you might notice that Swift name,
Yes.
my niece.
Oh,
She is a
excellent.
professional singer as well as a registered nurse. Interesting
Wow.
combination.
Yes, absolutely.
But she will be the performer, and then we'll
Very
have a wonderful
exciting.
guest speaker.
Awesome. Well, as closing remarks, what are your hopes for the city's future?
I hope the city will continue to see that it's in their best interest for us to talk about education and for us to encourage the children of our city to improve their lot in life by getting an education. I think that it's important that we continue to watch our budget very carefully because we're still taking money out of reserves, not as much as past years, but we don't want to have to do that because our reserves are dwindling. And so we're getting closer to making it balance out, but there's still more work to be done. And I see a really bright future for Buena Park. We have more interest in the city. Our city manager recently gave a speech to a group, and afterwards, one of the gentlemen there, a businessman in the town, he said, "Oh, I feel so encouraged about all the things that are happening in Buena Park, and I hope all the citizens will feel encouraged about Buena Park because some wonderful things are happening here."
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.